everyone, welcome to another segment on FIAM TV. This is Talk Takes and I am your host for today, Buhari Amina. As you all know, we bring different interesting stories on FIAM TV, but today it will be a little bit different. It is more of politics, security, insurgency, general. It's just general. But before I dip into my topic, I would like to tell our audience that is watching our video for the very first time to subscribe on FIAM TV and turn on their notification bell for more videos. So today, our topic will be hike in prices in Nigeria. But before I really say something about it, I have a very important person here with me in the studio, in person of Mr. Sadiq Adeboale Afino, Senior Assistant Registrar, African Center of Excellence, LASU. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So, sir, we'll be talking about hike in prices in Nigeria. But before we go deep into it, I would like to watch the opinion of people outside there. So, can we watch
Egusi, everything don't go up. Before, would they use small money, they buy all these things? No, nothing like that. One man, no day again from Nigeria. We all would they suffer before they buy all these things. Who get 4 children, know they eat their food. May government to put mouth, may you to put mouth, so that we go there well. Yeah?
So that may protest, no?
Yes, may so thing not happen again. Would they beg una youth, make una help us?
Talking about the hike in price of everything generally in Nigeria, it's really affecting people, most especially the students, whereby those coming from far, they live in hostels, so they find it hard to feed themselves, not to talk of bringing up all the things in the country. So it's really affecting them. They are struggling to feed themselves at 3 times a day. So when we have the hike in price, it is certain that they are not even feeding themselves up to twice a day. So it's really affecting people a lot.
Wow, ẹja wọn kò sí kan tí àwọn ẹran wọn especially ẹja ẹtẹ bá wa sọ ẹja tí wọ́n jù gidi gan kámẹ́rà ẹja 35,000 30,000 kí ló dé àwọn tó dẹ̀ra náà complain kó tí wọ́n jù gbogbo nǹkan ló wọ́n ẹ̀dẹ́gbẹ́ bá wa bẹ̀ wọ́n kọ́ máa díwọ̀n rẹ̀ díẹ̀.
ọlọ́mọ jẹ́ àdáàmú ni aláì abáṣiṣẹ́ tábà yìí àti lọlé gan atúmọ̀ yáwó mọ́tò ń gbà nígbà yẹ pé àwọn tó pa ìtara àwọn náà tà àwọn tó lè ràn lọ́wọ́ wa náà pariwo ẹ̀sìn wọn ní ọ̀sẹ̀ ẹran 50 naira 100 naira lẹ́ran báyìí ẹ̀ tó bá lówó tó fẹ́ jàmàlà kan ẹran kan tí ò ní jẹran ọlọ́ọ̀bá wa tó ṣe ló kú báyìí ó sú wa o lọ́wọ́ ta lè ṣe múrí kan ni èyí ò lè ní tẹ̀lé àlọ́rẹ́ ní kò gbẹgbẹ wàhálà dé ọlọ́ọ̀bá wa tó Nàìjíríà sí ọlọ́run ìjà ádámù.
Moment. It will be very fair if the government will come out and tell us why there's an hike in the fuel price. They are saying they are not aware, but everybody knows the general price they are selling now is 200 naira per liter.
250.
Some 250.
280.
Which up till now, nobody has stood up, come out from the government office to say this is what is going on and it's affecting. Price of fare has gone up and very soon it's going to affect food prices. Very soon, I can assure you of that. We used to carry 150 before, but now it's 200 naira because we buy the minimum they are selling is 200 naira per liter, which is very unfair. But nobody's saying anything. The government is saying they are not aware, but they are selling 200 naira. Nobody's saying anything. So how come they are saying they are not aware? So I feel government is part of it. They are aware that there's an hike in the point price. Thank you.
Welcome back on Talk Takes on FIAM TV. And we've watched the video, we've seen so many clamorings of the people, we've seen their opinion. So, sir, what do you think about these hiking prices in Nigeria?
Well, thank you for having me on your show. Watching the videos and people's comments and opinion with regards to hiking prices, it's obvious that there is big problem as far as our economy is concerned. I mean Nigeria economy as far as it's concerned. And there are some improvements on the part of the present administration but we still need to do a lot of things. Take for example, we are producer of crude oil, and we are still suffering to get the products, end products, like the petroleum, the kerosene and diesel. I think the present hike in prices is not even expected from this present administration, because we believe with the renovation, re-engineering that is going on in the oil sector, we should have a stable economy and stable supply of petroleum products. Although we had the story when the federal government came out to inform us that they imported the wrong products or adulterated petroleum products. But be that as it may, we have bodies that are governing these activities, like NNPC and PPMC and the likes. What they are trying to tell us is that they are not actually living up to expectation. They are not doing what is expected of them. If you accept the leadership of a particular community, nation, or country, it behoves that you take the measure so that there won't be any problem. Presently, we are suffering from it seriously. You need, some people are going to get fuel now is a big problem, and it's cyclical in nature. Hike in prices, you're unable to get fuel. Take for example, you get it as costly as 300 naira per liter. Even on Friday, somebody told me, I have 5 liters for you for 3,000 naira. Yes, at the time I saw another 20 liters, they said they're going to sell it for 25,000. I was like, for what? So, and you know, the end result of everything is when you buy for these commercial vehicles, when you buy diesel or petrol at high price, definitely you are going to increase transport fare. That's going to increase. And the marketers too. Somebody has gone to get, like that woman was complaining about what they are buying presently. Take for example, said the goosey is melon is for, at the time it was 200 naira per tin. Presently it's 1,000 naira. So you can just imagine the margin. So it's going to turn, it's, at the end of the day, we are all going to be affected.
So you mentioned something about the wrong fuel that was imported. But what is the citizen problem with that?
It's not supposed to be a problem, but we are the end users.
Yes.
So we are the receiving ends. So we're going to buy those products. It's going to destroy a lot of things, vehicle, generators, and other gadgets that make use of that same product.
But
it's substandard.
I'm so sorry about the increase in price right now. As at yesterday on the news, the government keeps saying they don't know anything about it, that the fuel is not even increasing at all.
Well, the reality is the government doesn't want to admit their faults. Because when there is adulterated products distributed across the country, and they ask them not to sell it again because it's affecting a lot of things, there's going to be scarcity of fuel.
Yeah.
Not just scarcity alone. Those who have purchased that particular fuel, where they are going to manage it, they want to recoup their money. So some of them will still continue to sell it, and some will not sell because they don't know what is going to happen after this time out.
So, but, like a friend told me yesterday that in Nigeria generally, that we are this type of people that get adapted to things easily. Like, look at the hike in prices of food. As at last year, we buy eggs for 15 naira. 1 egg, 15 naira. But now it's 100 naira. But now nobody is complaining about it. This is egg, we will buy it like that. But why do you think we are like that? We Nigerians, we are like that. I think, for my own opinion, I think if we can speak out that we don't want this, we don't want it, then the government can take us serious.
You're right. I think somebody once said some time ago that Nigerians have the greatest shock absorber. If anything comes up, we'll take it like that. It's just a matter of time. That's our system. We have that adaptability in us. That is why they tell you, some people tell you when you get to a particular environment or climate, if you don't see a Nigerian there, don't stay. That means it's not habitable. Meaning that we have that adaptability immune in us. You're right. Once there is any hike in price for anything, those traders or those sellers who don't want to reduce the price, even if the prices have come back to normal.
Yes.
And we are not bothered because we have our way around it. If you increase the price of fuel, I'll increase the cost of transportation. Transport fare will increase. Then the marketers will increase it too. So it goes around like that. We are all paying for it. Nobody is left out except the government. Because most of the services they enjoy, they don't pay for it.
Yeah.
So we are the final consumer. And the reason why we get easily adapted to it is because we know we don't have any other option. We just have to make ends meet. Although at the expense of those are living below even the poverty level. That's where the receiving end. That's where we have thugs around, thieves around, and we have all these touts.
So, but do you think insecurity and insurgency cause this hiking process?
No, that is not what is directly responsible for this. Yeah, the area you mentioned.
Right now, I'm not talking about the hiking prices in fuel. I'm talking about the hiking prices in food.
I can get you correctly. That is insurgency.
Insecurity
Responsible for it.
Yes.
Not directly, but that is where our government is hiding. Yes.
How do you mean so?
Yes, it's politics. Yes. If there is peace in the land, nobody will bother about anything. But if there is crisis, give anybody any little thing, any small thing to hold on to, they will not be bothered. They are part of the politics we found ourselves in. It's always a shift. At the time when Jonathan was in government, it wasn't all these people from the north.
Yes.
It was the Niger Delta people.
Yes.
So I don't want to dabble into that, but sincerely, all this insecurity have little or minimal impact to play on the hiking prices of food or anything we're talking about now. Because there's regular supply of foods from the north. Talk about anything that comes from the north. There's regular supply, then there's even import and export of those things, even within our economy. So it's not insecurity that is responsible for what we're having presently. It's because our government has not been able to manage our economy.
So I see that you've been mentioning our government. Do you also think our government is to be blamed for this? Or is it us, the citizen?
Well, the leaders will set the pace for whatever you want to expect or whatever you want to achieve in a particular economy. They have decided to take up the mantle of leadership. That, okay, I want to rule you. Although they appeal to us, they come, it's all their campaigns and the like. They have to take responsibility. Yes. We've had, during the time of Buhari and Idiagbon, war against indiscipline, people cannot just litter the environment anyhow because you are afraid of those are the enforcement agents that they would definitely arrest you. But today, everybody feels free. Even on the highway, somebody throwing out PET bottles from their cars. Because nobody cares. Even the traffic management agencies, they will be there and people would not follow the rules and regulation. They are not bothered. It's because they are government agencies, they are working for the government. They are not playing their role. They are not enforcing, making the required enforcement. So it is the leadership. The leadership has to show us the way to go. Tell us what to do. You know, at times, take for example, those who have traveled abroad will tell you that in those foreign countries, they are laid down rules. And they have institutionalized their system. It's a structure. Regardless of who is coming on board as the president or the minister, you have to follow that same thing. But here in Nigeria, once you have another government, there will be total change of everything. Abandoned projects, ongoing projects, and you want to bring up a new thing entirely. So it's the leadership.
Talking about this leadership, do you think it is our president? Because I can see people pinpointing to our president.
They would say he's our president because he's the arrowhead. He's the arrowhead. But he's not the one behind all these crises we're having. He's not the one behind all these challenges we're facing. Take for example, I'm a married man. I have my wife and my children. So if anything goes wrong in that house, I will be held responsible. So if there is principle, law and order within that small wall of my home, then that means I'm in charge. He has not been able to take charge. Those that work, he cannot be everywhere. That's why he has ministers here and there, and those that work with him and assistants. People are not doing their bits. They're not doing their bits. So but he's the coordinating head. So we would hold him responsible. He's accountable to us.
So What are your solutions to this
Yeah.
hiking
The
price?
solution is very soon we'll be having a change or transition from this particular government to another one. What we should be concerned about is we should be able to appoint those who have integrity, those that are willing to have the interest of the masses at heart, those who have development programs or developmental programs, those that are willing to listen to the masses. You know, part of the problem we're having is we don't have good infrastructure amenities. We don't have good roads, pipe and water. That's why a senator or lawmaker can tell you he's constructing boreholes for who? There are things that should be provided by the government. If the roads are good, transportation will be very, very okay. There won't be a hike in price of transport fare. And equally, apart from that, so if you have infrastructure facilities, all those farmers, people will be encouraged to go into farming. It won't be a mono-economic system, whereby all our economic system is based or relies solely on petroleum products. And the price of petroleum products have dropped all over the world. So what we need to do is we need to bring about that social consciousness of the citizens. Welfare package, there should be welfare package. That's why people embezzle, because they know that they don't immediately leave that office or that job. There's no job security. There's nothing for them outside there. So, but if there's a welfare package that takes care of the family, in the foreign countries, that's what you have. Once you give birth to a child, the government will take responsibility over the child. They will start planning for the child. But here in our country, we don't even have database. We don't. So we need to bring on board those that would have the interests of the masses at heart, those that would be concerned about the welfare of the general populace, those who have strategic programs for us, and preferably they have been tested, and then we can trust them.
Well, how do we know this?
Yes.
As citizens, how do we know this?
It's very easy to know, because those that are coming to contest are not coming from the space. They live within us. We know their antecedents. We know what they can do. We shouldn't be partisan about it. We shouldn't be partisan. Then we shouldn't just leave it to them like some people would say that politics is a bad thing. You shouldn't join them.
Yeah.
Those who, even if you know anybody that is competent and has that integrity, we can encourage such a person to
Even
vie for such
even the
position.
citizens have it in mind that they know the people they want to put there, so we don't have to vote for anybody.
No. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in that personally?
Yes, because it has been tested and trust, and it has come to play that it's not 1+1. Yes, because we've seen instances where people think this person cannot emerge, nobody knows him, but eventually would emerge. The power to appoint who becomes the next president or who becomes the next governor, or regardless of the position, lie solely with citizens. Who do you want to vote for? But the idea of sitting back there, they know who they want, so we don't need to vote. If you don't cast your votes, then they will have the opportunity to use your slots for somebody else. But if you cast your votes, nobody will take over your votes. So your votes will count. That's why we have that apathy towards registration for voters, permanent voters card. People believe that I don't believe in the country. If you don't believe in your country, then you can't make any change.
I only have one last question.
Okay.
This question is not totally to this hike of prices we were talking about, but the testing of our government. I could remember then when I was before entering university, then when Buhari changed everywhere, they were telling us that they would give us food in school. I mean, everybody believed in that. They want the food, they want everything. But coming into power, I could remember that there was no food anyway, and I'm very sure the incoming administration we want to do something like that. And do you think people will believe something like that again? The people, I don't think they have the people trust anymore.
Yeah, well, some of those that use that to campaign actually did little of it, but that is not what we need. They don't need to feed us. They should make the environment habitable for us so that we can earn our own means of livelihood by ourselves. All those things, people won't fall for that again, that we're going to feed your children in school. Who needs that? We don't need that. The poverty in the land, in our economy, it's far, far beyond that. People want steady income, not just food, not just being fed. Then all these, the reason why they keep having their ways every now and then is because they will say the same story. We will give you food, we buy you this, we buy you that, and we will decide, some of us will just decide not to go and cast our votes. And they will have the opportunity to just write whatever they want to write and use our slots. But if we would all move out en masse to cast our vote for people of our choice, we can turn the table around and start talking of having a good government that would be citizen-based in terms of the welfare package and programs.
So, what solution do you have to this current hiking price in fall?
Presently, there is nothing we can do. But I only just advise people that we should not say because there is hiking price, you have the opportunity of getting fuel, then you now start storing fuel at home. That can be catastrophic, because if there's any fire outbreak, what you're going to lose is going to be more than what you think you're going to gain by storing those fuel. So the best thing is, wherever you can get it, we have that adaptability stuff. Let's just manage it.
Adaptability. There we go, guys. I think I've learned a lot today. Like, I've really learned a lot today. So, hiking price, hiking fuel, hiking food, and every other thing. I think we have solution. You've really done justice to that. Thank you very much, sir. And I think you enjoyed this show as much as I do.
I do too, but it's an interactive one. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you very much, sir. That will be all on Talk Takes for this week. And if you have any comments, question, or better still, opinion, kindly slide it into our comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting videos. I still remain your host, Buhari Amina. Goodbye.